Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Keeta'Jay, and this is all things nerdy. Now, I have a fan theory for you guys. Now, at first, when I heard it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. This sounds kind of crazy because what we've come to know is that Hermione fell in love with Ron, and they had happily ever after, and they had some amazing children if you have gotten to the place of reading The Cursed Child. But then, after I went back and forth for a while in my own head and in debates, I started to see how some people could see that Hermione might not belong with Ron. Now, let's just jump into some of the facts. Fact number one, we know that Hermione always has Harry's back. She's always there for him no matter what is going on. Even when he pushes everyone away, she is the first one of the three friends to say, Harry, absolutely not. We're going to do this, and I'm coming with you no matter what. Hermione sacrificed something major. She gave up her family so that she could continue to help Harry. Now, as a friend, you expect that of her, but what if it was more than that? What if Hermione was in love with Harry? Now, I've debugged it, I've gone through it, but I still just wanted to share the theory because I actually love the idea of it not being Ron and Hermione, but Harry and Hermione. It just seems like when all pieces of the puzzle come together, it makes a little bit more sense. Now, what was said to me was this. Imagine that Ginny and Ron managed to get their hands on love potions, and they both went and gave the potions to Harry and Hermione so that they could fall in love with them. And at first when I heard it, I was like, but why though? Like, why not just let it be? And then it clicked to me. Harry and Hermione were always the closest out of everything. You see that when they meet each other after the summer is over, after breaks are over, Hermione runs to Harry, she jumps into his arms. It's always just like this warm feeling. Now, I'm not saying that a girl and a guy can't be best friends and have, like, best friend tendencies, but that I've never ran into my best friend's arm, who is a boy, by the way. I've never ran into his arms and like hugged him the longest hug ever. I've never done that. That is something that I would do with a person that I either have a crush on, I'm in love with, or something like that. And Hermione does it every single time. After the first year, when they enter a room, she runs to him, she hugs him, she embraces him, and she's just like overwhelmed to be around him. Now, the reason that Ron and Ginny would, of course, give their two friends potions is because they both wanted something. Ginny wanted Harry and Ron wanted Hermione. But the thing is, Hermione did not seem as interested in Ron in the beginning, and something switched, and we don't know what. We don't know what happened. We just know that something happened in one of these movies, and I'm going to go back and do some play-by-play. Like I said, I've kind of already debugged it, but I'm trying to figure out when Hermione actually fell in love with Ron, and I want to say it's when his house burnt down, but I'm not 100% sure. I got to go back and look at the movies again, some binge watching, but I will say this. If Hermione didn't go on these adventures with Harry, I can't believe that Ron would. There are some really dangerous things that Harry would go out and do, and Ron naturally is scared, but because he's a Gryffindor, so that bravery kicks in at one point or another. But the truth is, he only really went because he was in love with Hermione. Yes, he wanted everything to be okay with Harry, but he most definitely wanted to make sure that everything was okay with Hermione, and he knew there was nothing he was going to be able to do to stop her from going on these crazy ventures with Harry, because it was just in her to do so. Ginny gains Harry by giving him the love potion. Giving him that potion means that she can have the boy that she's been crushing on since the day that he walked into her house, sat down, and had breakfast. And when I first heard the theory, I was like, no, that's crazy. But I think part of me wasn't open to it because I'm so used to it being Hermione and Ron. But the points are what they are. Hermione's the only one that stands next to Harry. She's always supporting him. And yes, that is something that a best friend does, but also her interactions with him in certain scenes, in certain situations. She's quicker to lean on Harry's shoulder than she is to lean on Ron's. And it's been like that until the last couple of movies when we finally see that Hermione and Ron gets together because Ginny and Harry ends up getting together. I do think that there is a way, considering that Fred and George is brothers of Ron and Jenny, there's a way for them to get their hands on love potions, and there's always opportunity to slip it to one of them. There's not like they're really apart too often, and so during conversation, I could just drip, drip, drip into your juice. You never know. You know what I mean? Like, there's always some way to get it. And I really just think that based off of the book's purposes, we needed Ron and Hermione to get together because it was the thing that you didn't expect. But I think it would have been awesome if we'd have allowed the relationship to blossom and bloom. I touched on it in my video about Hermione becoming a Ravenclaw instead of going to Gryffindor. I do think had she been Ravenclaw, she would have naturally helped Harry Potter because that is what she is as a Ravenclaw. She's curious. She wants to help. She wants to be able to do it. And the thing is, she wasn't taking the risk. Ron and Harry were. But she would be open and willing to do all the research. That would have drew her a lot closer to Harry than it would have to Ron. And that means Ron would never have been able to develop any feelings for her because their friendship would have been a third party situation. They will only be friends by association because she was not in Gryffindor. She was in Ravenclaw. So I just feel like there's some little Easter eggs in there for us to kind of like pick apart. But at the same time, I want to leave the book alone. I don't want to get too deep in it, you know? And I know for a fact that a lot of people are going to be like, that's crazy. Harry and Hermione were just friends. They had this thing. But look at the movies. Watch the interactions. Now, I could assume that maybe the chemistry was a little odd like that because in real life, maybe Emma had a real crush on Daniel and maybe that's why it came off that way. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know if that type of tension could be a thing because she's only acting and she's doing what the director's telling her to do. Like, if they needed her to pull back, she definitely would have pulled back. So, I don't know. I teeter-totter on where I feel about it. I love the idea of it. I love the idea of the two of them being together. But I'm also content with the way things are. So, you guys comment down below. Tell me what you think. Comment down below, like, share, subscribe, get the word out on these videos. You guys let me know how you feel. Thank you guys. Bye.